Oh, shoot. Hello, everybody. I'm just setting up a few things off stream here real quick. We're going to be doing our second annual, I guess. I don't know if this is going to be a multiple part thing, but people really seem to enjoy it the first time. We had a lot of interest. Kind of a nostalgia night. We're just going to... I've got a few tabs open. We're going to go through things, see if I remember anything, see if chat remembers anything. We are doing this in both a vertical and a horizontal format, so hopefully the quality's good. You can watch it on either one. I will have ads running on the other the bigger file, my format. Just, you know, if you want to watch it there, that kind of makes me a little extra money. Up to you. Either way's fine. We're here for a good time. But just letting you know there what's up. I have to figure out which one of these two. I think it's portrait mode. My thing's not linked in with for chat. Because if I say hello on here. Oh, yeah, people are already in the chat. Oh, hello. Yep. Okay, all right. Yep, it really stinks that Streamlabs is not combining the two. I don't know how to make it do that. Ever go to Woodstock? No, never been to Woodstock. Wasn't that a thing in the 60s? I'm a little young for that one. Or do they still do it? I totally forgot to do any background music. I think we're going to nix that because I totally forgot we had background music playing. I don't have that set up. It was in Rome, New York when I was in the Army. Upstate New York. Oh, really? Huh. Last one was in 99. See, I would have been a little young for that. I would have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would have been about 6 years old then. Little young to be going to Woodstock, I think. I've never really been to a concert now that I think about it. Let's see here. I'm probably ahead to be set up on that guy. Alright, hold on. This thing's lagging behind. Alright. 99, I was 19, Rome, New York. Dating a girl, lived in... Oh, nice. Alright. Yeah, you're a little older than I am. But, I don't know, I thought this might be another fun one to do, stream-wise. Oh, those little push things. There's some of those around in this house. I think they got a smiley face on them. Actually, I know where one is. It's in... Yeah. I know where one of those is. You, like, turn them inside out, and then they... Boop, and they pop up. Bracelets. Surprisingly, we didn't have very many, like, gothy girls at my school. Like, there were a couple, but I don't remember anyone ever wearing something like that. You were 13? So, yeah, I'm younger than both of you. So, I'm from 93. Altoids. Altoids? Really? Convinced an entire generation of kids that these tins were cool. They were cool tins. They still make those. I liked Altoids. Altoids were good. Lifesavers were good. My dad always got those little peppermint Starbright things. Had a few of them bracelets, the pointy ones. Yeah, I never really saw anyone at our school wearing stuff like that I can remember. The mini water arcade. I think we had one of those growing up. I think we did, or it was at my grandparents or something. Somebody had one, and I remember us playing around. You push the button, and it sends little jets of water up. Pretty neat. None of them worked. The games were entirely pointless. You guys ever mess around with those ones that are like a ball in a globe? They're a little more recent. My uncle used to get those. Do I do farming? Not really. I mean, not really. I work on tractors, but I don't really farm. It's just more of a hobby for me. That's a good question, Gold Plated. Very good question. Not really farming per se. I mean, sometimes I might put a garden in, but I haven't done that for a while. I had a big pumpkin patch quite a few years ago. I was doing pumpkin patches, but not really farming. I just like getting in old tractors and redoing them. I believe I'm talking with Rick Rubin. I believe I'm talking with Rick Rubin. This is cool. Rick Rubin. I'd have to look up who that is. Oh, because of the beard and everything. Def Jam Recording, founder of American Recording. No, I wish I could do something like that. But I see the resemblance. I get what you're going for. No, you're fine on that, Silly Goose. You didn't have to retract that. I see what you're getting at. But, no, I just like working on tractors and mowers and stuff. I'm not really huge into farming. Rope bracelets. We used to get stuff like that given to us at school. Those mini water things in the 80s. Oh gosh, are you still that far behind, or are we just now bringing that up because I clicked on it? How far behind are you? That's the worst thing about trying to do this, because there's always such a lag between what I'm saying and when I get a reply. And it's like trying to line it all up, because we might have to go back. So there might be some backtracking. Oh, well, what else is new with the stream? We play RPGs and stuff, and we got to go backtrack, and then we grind our way up. So that's the way we go. Those mini water things, those mini water things are pretty neat. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. Don't you have tractors? What do you have the tractors for? I collect them. I collect them, take them to shows sometimes. I do videos on them. Oh shoot. Where is my YouTube channel? There it is. But I don't know, like these three here, that Yamar I got from my grandpa after he passed away. That was his tractor around here. He always had tractors around. He used to have like a 9-end Ford, like the one on the end there. I ended up buying that one because it was past preserver. What past are you referring to? Just stuff from the past in general, like antiques. I buy this old stuff like these tractors and I preserve them. I don't do like a full restore. I don't really have the whole playing old games, but I like getting this old stuff, and like there we go, getting a Ferguson tractor to fire up, or mostly tractors, mowers, antiques. I've got a couple like a TV and a couple radios we've worked on, kind of trying to bring them back to life. That sort of stuff. Things from the past is what I'm trying to preserve. Like this 30 Ford Model A. It was totally in pieces when we first got it. And I'm piecing it back together. And, got it up and running. Stuff from the past.
It's a little rough now because he's very low on gas. You guys get the worst of it.
But, that thing's like, it's going to be 100 years old, so 30. So in a few years, it's going to be 100 years old. Stuff like that. Like even this thing, this wood stoves from like this diesel heaters from like the 50s. I've got two of them. I got this one running, and then I got the other one up and running, and I'm actually using the other one out in my shop for heating up the building. But it's just neat to drag in old stuff and make it work again. Have I answered the question? Anyway, what else are we looking at? Rainbow toe socks. I don't think I remember anyone at school having that. John Deere. Oh, John Deere. The only John Deere I've done up on the channel is the MT, that one in the middle there. This guy. It was. Oh shoot. There we go. There's a video of it running. Hold on. But that's trying to think, 20-ish horsepower tractor, 2-cylinder. It's a 2-cylinder upright. It was the first model of Deere that used an upright inline 2-cylinder instead of the ones where they lay down on their side. But ooh, I have a 33 RCA radio I still listen to. Nice. Wind tractor gameplay. Well, I have done I did do a video on Farm Simulator a long time ago. Here's what that deer looked like when we started with it. She was in pretty sad shape.
But not a bad start. We know we got good bones to work with. Just a little bit of tin.
That tin was all beat up. Well, what had happened was they tried picking up something that was too heavy, and it broke that front pedestal off, and it bent the whole grill and everything into the hood. So it was all curled around and smashed up. Oh, I think I tried to start it here, but the battery was dead. I had to put the battery on the charger. No, the points got wet because I pressure washed it. That's what happened.
Not real happy about that.
But that and the battery was very low. I ended up getting a new battery for it. Oh, and they had it wrong. It needed to be a positive ground. They had it. The previous owners had it put up as a negative ground, which is not right. Oh gosh, are we still talking about the diesel heater? Oh boy, is it that far behind? I am sorry. I'm just going to keep yapping, but we are all over the place. But as you can see, the points were all messed up. Diesel heaters were in the 90s. We were all diesel heaters in the Army in the 90s. That were from the 50s? Oh, really? I mean, all it is a little carburetor. Basically, actually, I can show you exactly what it is. It's got two sets of floats. Or a double float. It's got like an overflow safety bit. And that actually should show what the inside... Did I take this one apart, or did I just clean the filter? I don't remember. Yeah, I took the top off of it. I didn't have to take this one all apart.
You've got your normal one up here. Then a safety one for overflow in case this float fails.
But
clean on it.
But yeah, it's like a double piece.
So hopefully we have enough fuel flow up there.
It's like a double float.
Carburetor, up is off, down is on. It's going to let the fuel in. You got a big filter here. You just unscrew that. It's a screen. You can clean out. I just use some brake clean on it. There is double floats in this. You've got your normal one up here. A safety one for overflow in case this float fails. It'll come back here, pop this up, and shut it off. Up here we have our controller for how much of a drip it puts into the firebox. Okay.
But basically all it does is it drips diesel down in. So it's not like it's a super complicated thing. There's not a lot to go wrong in there. The other one, the bigger one I had, I did have an issue with trying to get that filter unscrewed and out of there. That was a whole mess, and I was having some, like the line was all clogged up. This one, even the line was clogged up on, but Yeah, it's just they're neat. They work. Ice cream cone shooters. Yes, I do remember a few kids having that. And you'd always lose the topper for them. Folding hairbrushes. I do not remember that one. My mom always had those plastic pick things with like the cutout handle. I remember she always had a bunch of those. 3D pin boards. Yeah, we had something like that at school. CD binder. Oh, yeah, CD binders. Gotta have your CD binder. Stringy balls. Yeah, that and those hard ones with the little knobs on the outside of them. Definitely remember those. Canon PowerShot. Didn't have a... I think Mom had a Sony that was kind of like that. It had the flip-out lens. I think hers was a Sony. But I'll have to see if she's... I think the motor went out on the lens, the pop-out part. And that's what went wrong with it. But it was a good little camera. Scratch-off notes. Don't remember that one. That little Robo Sapien. I do remember that. That was on... Was it Lunchables? Had a giveaway for that? That guy? Because my friends, there was like something you would collect. There was almost like a box top thing. And you get enough and you could send them in and get that. But they were always trying to get it. Because they got Lunchables all the time. Was there Lunchables or that Kid Cuisine one? Jelly bracelets. Don't know. Don't remember. Bandana tops. Nope. Beyblades. I can't remember too many kids at school having Beyblades. I don't think that was a huge thing at my school. What's box tops? Oh, yeah, okay, the stream is a little bit behind. Okay, all right, good question. If I look around hard enough, there might be some around here yet, because my grandma would always somehow end up with a bunch of them. But they were normally on like General Mills stuff. You would, like cereal boxes and stuff, they'd have a little thing that says box top on it. You'd cut that out. You'd take it to your school. Generally, well, okay, there's a long history there on box tops. You used to be able to send them in for prizes for like, you got like 100 box tops. You could send that in and get, I don't know, a toy or something. But you would have to have, that many box tops to ship in. So what they were for education, see, they didn't used to be for education, though, because my mom said they used to get them and they'd ship them in for other prizes. General Mills fundraising allowed schools to earn money via box tops, digital scanning of receipts from Walmart, connected accounts. Okay, 350 million products participate. Yeah, well, now they do it all digital on an app and stuff. But it used to be you actually had to cut out. Yeah, these little things here, and they had expiration dates, so you couldn't hold on to them for too long. But my grandma, I don't know where she'd get them from, but she'd always have a bunch of them. And I tell you what, my class, every time we did something like that, my class ended up winning. Because between my grandma and one of the students that was in the class with me, her mom, between just the two of them, it was a stupid amount of box tops that came in. I don't know where either one were getting that many box tops, but they figured it out. And on top of the rest of the class bringing theirs in. But normally it was those two that were, it was normally us and that other one that were just whoop whoop whoop. We had like this big cardboard barrel that we put them in. And then they'd use that same barrel for like can drives and stuff too. If we were doing like a can drive, so we would bring most cans in. But it's kind of a school thing. Actually, cardboard barrel. No. Is there not a picture of that? Was that just something my school had? Because I remember, like, a cardboard barrel. It was like octagon. It was like stop shining shaped. And it was... Yeah, it would be, yeah, my grandma would come up with like baggies like that of just box tops on box tops. I don't know where they all came from, because it was every time you bought a thing of cereal, it would look like that, and you'd have to cut it out. Well, 1820, so they're still doing it, I guess, but I thought they went all digital. Yeah, I guess they're still there. But, yeah, they had like this big barrel. And I do not remember it. I do not see it. So, oh well. But yeah, it's on all sorts of stuff that they make. Yeah. Oh well. But I think you used to be able to like send them in for other stuff before they became educational. Well, no, it's not a band. Not what we're looking for. $96. Oh, $98. Well, maybe there was something else you could send in for that. Maybe it wasn't box tops. Okay, all right. I think we spent enough time on that one. Where were we? I don't remember. Boo, 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 boo. All right, top chat. There we go. All right. Sorry, I lost track there. Magic 8 Ball. Oh yeah, those are always fun. The like 2 times I actually got to play with one. That's all I can think of I ever messed with Magic 8 Ball. I remember we had something that was like a spinner. Yeah, it was like a Magic 8 Ball, but you pulled a lever on it, and it's like yes, no, try again later, almost like a slot machine kind of thing. Basketball. I remember. Well, no, it wasn't quite that. We had something like that. No. Hullabaloo. No idea. DVD game. Robot dogs. Yeah, there was a lot of different robot dogs. Rubber poppers. Yep, that we talked about that earlier. I think I've got one around here somewhere. Little Mermaid, the Tiger Electronics games. We had a Castlevania one, and it worked. It didn't work very well. Tiger handheld. It was like white with a... There it is. There's what we had. Yeah, we had that one. My brother and me did. So it was Simon's Quest then. It was not very good, to say the least. It was a neat idea, but it was not the greatest game in the world. I keep losing it. Mesh squish balls. No, never got those. We did make some sort of slime thing in school, though, that was kind of like a... there was something kind of like that. We made some sort of slime that was like a stress ball kind of thing. I remember we made Dickies mini backpacks. I always just had the... is it Eastport? Is that what it is? Yeah, it was just Eastport backpack. No, it's not going to show me a good picture. I remember it. I think it's still out at my parents' somewhere, because I had that same one all through like high school, junior high. Hey, sorry about what? I don't know. It was kind of one like that, I guess, design-wise. It had a little top pouch. It had like 2 of them on it, but I don't know. It wasn't a bad backpack. This exact slinky. I remember one of my teachers having a metal slinky, and we'd play with it quite a bit. I really don't have much of a... I don't really have much to say on that one. Going to pass. Not what this stream's about. Ball catchers. Yeah, we had like a whole set of I don't know, I had a bunch of like sports equipment kind of thing. It had like a wiffle ball with like catchers on it, and they had a set of those, and they were pretty fun. You thought I was someone else? Oh, you're fine. Oh, you're fine. It's all good. Bubble blowers. Yeah, we did have a couple bubble guns. They were pretty fun to play around with. You run out of the solution. We always just use soapy water, but it didn't work as good as whatever they had in those bottles. And then I think they ran on 2 AA batteries, and that was always the trick, trying to get our parents to buy us more batteries, me and my brother. So I was like, all right, well, looks like we're out of things on that list. That was 50 things. Boy, we blew through that pretty quick. Or was there a second page I missed? I don't think so. I think that was about it. See what's up with this one. Laffy Taffy. I never really cared much for Laffy Taffy. I kind of like the Nerds. Bottle caps were good. What other candies did I have? Milk Duds I liked. Push-Ups Flintstones. Yabba Dabba Doo Orange. Nope, never had that one before. I did have the vitamins, the Flintstones little tablet vitamins. Lifesavers in a book. Book of Lifesavers. What is that? Is that supposed to be like a TV dinner thing? Lunch? It doesn't really say. They just got a picture of it. It looks like it's a school meal kind of thing. Bunch of chicken, Cheetos. Jelly Bellies. Nope, never had those before. Definitely look like bugs. Oh, the little shock thing. Why were these legal? Yes. I do remember those. There was. I wish. I don't know if it's still around here. I don't think it is, but my grandparents had one. You go and pull and get zapped. I think my uncle got that just to go around and mess with us. Give you a little tingle. Play School, I did have one of those. It changed colors, different filter lenses. Oh, you got. Oh, the white eraser always worked better than the pink eraser. I never had much luck with the pink eraser. It always just streaked, and it never did a good job. The white one seemed like it held together a little bit better, and you'd still ruin your paper either way. You really didn't want to use them. I think art class was probably the best time if you were like shading a big area and you needed to take spots out of it. I think that's probably where it came in the most handiness. Not the mama. Yeah, I love dinosaurs. Mom said I had a toy when I was real little of the baby there, and I don't remember it. I've seen the picture of me with it, but I don't remember it. Like, I know I had it, but I had to have been like 3 or 4 years old. I don't remember it at all. $300 VCR. Digital 4 tracking. Toshiba. And a Sharp. The forehead. Yeah, I think, well, I'm trying to think of what we had. It said forehead on it. Actually, it's down there right now, isn't it? I think there was a Sony upstairs, up in the attic yet. Oh, of course it's not going to tell me. Sanyo. It's a Sanyo is what this one is. A Sanyo, and the other ones were Orions that we ran for VCRs. I think Apex. I think that was the first DVD player we got. I think it was an Apex. We had one of those Go videos for a thing. Light Bright. My school had a Light Bright, and that's my school had one of those, and yeah, it looked like that, kind of a white border on it. Yeah, that guy right there. For some reason, they had enough to go around. I don't know. I guess it was just to give us something to distract us. We had that, and then we had like those little... They were like shapes. They were like cut out shapes. You had like an octagon and a trapezoid, and you had a bunch of different like plastic... Yeah, these things right here. Yeah, it had a green triangle. Yeah, for some reason, these were always getting handed out to us too. And I don't remember why. But they were exactly that. It was kind of an off-white. That guy was kind of off-white, and it was a green triangle. Yes. And I don't know why. They always had a bunch of them, and we'd like... pool them all together, because our desks were like 4 people, like 4 desks together, each thing. World's broken, Vietnam, relationship. But yeah, we had those. I don't remember what we did with them, but I always remembered those things coming out. What else did we have? Oh, the one of my teachers had the wooden train tracks that goes together like a puzzle. Something like that. Yeah, it had a kind of a... Yeah, they were like puzzle pieces, and you could click them together. Rich kids in the... Do you have any Grey Poupon? Oh, those TVs. How many of you have had to move one of those TVs? Those big CRTs. Like this guy back here, that's a 36-inch Sharp. That thing is almost 200 pounds, I think. I think it's like around 170 or something. But those things are even heavier and more awkward. It took two of us to put that one where it has been, and it hasn't moved since like 2000. Let's see, I was like 13 when my grandpa got the new TV in the living room. So I haven't touched it. I can't pick it up by myself. It's a little out of my lifting range. I guess I could if I had to, but I'd rather not. Oh, the computer desk. Yeah, we had one that had like a little cabinet off to the side. You'd pop the doors open. Game Boy printer. Never really got to mess around with one. There was one here, but they took a bunch of batteries, and you had to have a link cable, and we didn't have enough stuff to make it work. The clear telephone's a cool vibe. I remember my aunt, it was at my other grandma's house. She had one of those, and the whole thing lights up. I think my uncle had a couple of them too, because he's hard of hearing. I mean, yeah, that's what it looks like. You see everything, all the circuitry and stuff. Why can't we get more clear stuff made? Like clear controllers. That was so cool when you had, well, even that one up there is a clear controller. One TV, two VCR cables, one VCR tape, Blockbuster gift card, Blockbuster card, and all the movies. That's right. I was going to grab it. Like, it's not an official one. It's it's not an official one. But, why can't we get more clear stuff? You can see through there. This is an old Mad Catz for the PS2. But, they need to make more clear. Like, I would definitely buy a clear... I don't know if they make a clear PS4 controller. Thing I've never looked. I've never really just seen one. Okay, somebody does make it crystal clear. Oh, okay, alright. Well, that's neat. That's new. I didn't know that. Alright. Well, maybe they do. Maybe I'm just not looking in the right place. But one TV, two VCR, two cables, VCR tape, Blockbuster gift cards, and all the movies. Oh, you're talking about taping all the stuff. You're talking about copying tapes. Well, if I look around, some of these tapes were done that way. You can tell because they didn't have any commercials. They didn't have any weird cuts in them. They were straight stolen from Blockbuster or Family Video or Movie Gallery or wherever they got them from. But I know what you're getting at for 20 LLL. I see what you're getting at. Took me a second because I was busy doing something else. Getting sidetracked again. Pizza Head Show. Don't remember that one. Pizza Hut. Oh, maybe I do kind of remember that guy. At least I've probably seen the commercial somewhere before. I recognize that bit. Oh, the Final Destination. Yeah, don't get behind the logging truck. Moving the TV from one room to that. Yeah, That TV's from like 2000, 2001. But yeah, they are super heavy. It's almost a two-person job. Minute Maid juice bars. We did used to get. Oh, I heard they quit making them. The Minute Maid concentrate in a tube. I heard they quit making those. Yeah, these things, they were going to stop making them. Hollywood Video and Papa Gino's. Oh, Papa Gino's for pizza? Hollywood Video. Oh, yeah. I think there was one of those up in Springfield, if I remember right. I feel like I remember seeing one somewhere. Decatur, maybe that's where I saw it. Hollywood Video, Springfield, Illinois. Reports it's closed. So there was one up in Springfield. Okay, yeah, Chatham Road. Okay, all right. Yeah, so there was one up. I was like, I knew I seen that somewhere. The Hollywood Video. I don't know that we ever went in there because it was a drive from where we were at, and so it didn't make sense to rent from far away. We'd go to the Family Video nearby or the movie gallery. Well, not Springfield, but you know, you got the Family Video with the tall tower out front. And I don't know. I always heard rumors if the lights were on, they were having a sale at the tower. I don't know how true that was. But very rarely you would actually see that tower lit up. It was just... it never made sense why it had like a lighthouse tower kind of thing going on. I never quite understood that. But just to make them stand out, I guess. That's exactly what it looked like. I guess they had one set design. Getting stuck with a large inventory of excess videos. He's like, oh, well, we'll start a movie club. Okay. 2019, almost 600 of them. Peak of 800. 2020, about 300 locations. 2021 announced all remaining 250 stores, and it would become a online web store only. Oh, man. And it closed in 2022. They used to rent out consoles. Yeah, Family Video did that too. There are some games around here that I don't know if they got the Family. I think most of them were from GameStop, but I think there were a couple that were from like Family Video when they sold. You know, eventually the games would get old and they'd sell the stuff outright. So there was some stuff around here that was old Family Video or Movie Gallery, or I'm pretty sure Movie Gallery is what the name of the other one was. Yeah, that's it. It had the arrow. Yeah, that's what the Movie Gallery looked like. Then there was another like game store, card store, music store. A few other a couple towns away that was kind of more of a mom and pop style one. Blockbuster, oh yeah. There wasn't a Blockbuster by me, so I never actually got to go in a Blockbuster. But I do remember seeing the ads for it. I mean, well, St. Louis, there probably was Blockbuster. That sounds like a better spot where there might have been one. Which isn't super far from me. It's just a place we didn't go very often. Yeah, last sleepover inside the world's only surviving Blockbuster. can bend. I mean, it's pretty cool that there's still one open, you know, that you can go to. Well, they want you to pay to look, but I do think, I don't know where it is, I do think I have a tape in this collection that says Be Kind Rewind, has the sticker on it that came from there. Pick of the mill, majority from the N64 and everything. Nice. Yeah, N64 had a lot of good ones. Oh yeah, I forgot. Some things had like exclusives.
In the 80s and
Well, I don't want to go stealing someone else's video, but that Sonic Adventure one we had around here, that white label, it was here for the Dreamcast. But yeah, a lot of good games for that. Speaking of 64, did you ever get your controller working for Buck Bumble? No, I never did. I never did. I did want to try that, but we can mess around with that and see if I can get it to work. But I think it's plugged in yet. No, it's not plugged in at the minute. I'd have to recalibrate it. But no, well, I could never get it to work. Yeah, it's not wanting to. All right, well. Okay, well, no, I just couldn't get it to work. Rugrats, I didn't have, was it Nickelodeon they were on? I didn't have, I was stuck with basic antenna TV, whatever you could get over a, basic antenna airwaves. Pickles turned 34 this year. But yeah, I never really could get into Rugrats. Oh, the Sync. If you remember, the big Sync. Our school had a half version of this at the bathroom, the boys and girls. It was like at the very end of the school, and there was like, let me move that down a little bit. Okay. Yeah, it was like at the very end of the school building, where the exit was, there were like up 2 bathrooms. There was the girls and the boys, and on each side you had a half version of one of these. And we'd all be gathered around at that trough just washing our hands off. I do remember that. Multi-person. No, because it had a... Huh. I mean, yeah, pretty much that. I do think it had kind of a granite design going on with like a, yeah, it was something like that. We'd all be stomping on that thing. It worked though. It got a lot of hands cleaned quick. How'd you get in classical music, Bugs Bunny? AI ever takes over. I hope this little guy's our leader. I see you're taking over the world. Do you need help with that? Yeah. he was never super helpful. I think he had a thing where he would run through and spell check all your stuff, or maybe that was something in the menu for Word that was like an auto spell check, and it would jump down and pop up with, did you mean this? Did you mean this? Did you mean this? You know. Oh gosh. Nope. I never did learn I learned it I had one of those phones in like 2011 to 2013, something like that, and I only texted very rarely. And it was kind of a newer track phone kind of thing. It was a real little jobber. But I mainly just made phone calls on it. It wasn't until I got a smartphone and I'm like, oh, it has words? Yeah, I can work with that. Crest, oh, the sparkling gel toothpaste. I do remember that. We did. Mom would get us that stuff. It was kind of different. The Aqua Fresh and the tube, it had like a little plunger thing in it. You push the top and you could actually just about get all of the stuff. You know, you could basically use that thing totally up. The way it was designed, it worked really well. The only downside was it would get crusty. At the tip, if you didn't keep it cleaned off, you'd get a lump of like crust around, dried toothpaste around the top of it. Entire life in the 90s. My life now, it all got complicated. Oh no. You go from easy mode to super hard mode. All the flames. Batman is cool. Most people's terror that flaps in the night. Darkwing Duck. Yeah. That was one thing. I didn't see it till later in life. I saw very few episodes of DuckTales when they were on TV, which they generally weren't. And when they were, it was on a weird time of day. It was, like one of those morning cartoons during a weekday. And I think it was like 10 o'clock. Gosh, it's something how I can kind of remember TV shows and when they were on years ago. But I think it was like 9 or 10 o'clock or something in the morning. And it was like I was always at school. Because I always tried to aim to record stuff. That's why I have so many VHS tapes. I was always trying to record into the morning. Like before I leave to school, I'd just be like, yeah, I'm just going to leave the VCR on today. And it's going to record stuff. You set the channel on it. And sometimes I'd program, eventually we got one where you couldn't program it. But I wonder if my parents knew that when they bought it or not. But we used to have one that you could program certain times for it to start recording at. And I figured out how to do that very young and would record things. But 20 years ago, they look like today. Now they just look like your friends. I mean, yeah. It all went downhill. MySpace had us randomly doing HTML codes. I never got on MySpace. Like we'd been CIA for years. Nobody remembers how we learned it, but we all just somehow knew. I never had MySpace. Shoot, I didn't have Facebook till like 2019, something like that. I got on there to look for one of my friends, and then one of my uncles finds me, and then an aunt finds me, and then before you know it, I have people, my friends from school started finding me, which I'm glad they did, because they found me in time. It was getting close to time for our high school reunion, so I'm kind of glad they found me, because I hadn't really talked to anyone that much, so I'm kind of glad they found me. Because I got to go to my high school reunion. They did it at a bar, which I don't go to bars, but I had a good time anyway. Our 25th one's coming up, and they posted on there, which is good that they did that, because it was good that they did that, because I was able to post some pictures and stuff. from school, from like field trips and stuff that we went on. My parents thought, oh, well, go on their field trip. Here, take a disposable camera with it. You'll probably wish you did, kind of deal. And yeah, they're all like, oh, wow, I didn't even, there's one trip that they don't even remember. They're all like, we're in that photo, but none of us remember. Like it's a whole class photo, and they're all like, I don't remember this one at all. 90s babies remember. Oh, bubble gum when you were, in that specifically. When I had my tonsils taken out, I had to take something like that. I think I had an ear infection. I had to take something like that. I took too much of that purple, pink, bubblegum flavored stuff. It tasted awful. I hated it. Oh, every time I had to take medicine, it was like, why this stuff? The best one I ever had was a root beer flavored one. That one, see, I was taking a pink one and a root beer flavored one, both about the same time. And my mom would always have and it was using that exact spoon for both of them. My mom was always having a heck of a time getting me to take the purple one. She's like, well, you can take the root beer one after the pink one. I'm like, no, don't ruin the root beer flavor for me with the bubble gum. So we did it the other way. But, getting me to take that was a pain. I didn't like it. And you always had to take like a tablespoon. It was never a teaspoon. It was always the big one. That's what it seemed like you had to take. Never understand. Pogs, I never had a pog. I never had a pog. 90s kids remember Disney stores looked like this. I've never been in a Disney store. I never went to Disneyland. It was... Honestly, I never had enough interest in Mickey Mouse to want to go. Donald Duck was about my, the rage that he had was about my I was like, I don't care too much for Mickey, but that Donald guy, I can relate to him. Oh, wait, is Donald... Yeah, that's Mickey Mouse, right? Or is that Daffy? No, Daffy's... Bugs, yeah. Yeah, Donald, Mickey, yeah. See, that's how little I know about Disney, per se. Must choose one family to live with. Well, shoot. I only recognize one family, two families. I recognize two. Well, I gotta go with Tim. I gotta go Tool Man. Needs more horsepower. I'd fit right in with that one. Alright, that looks like the end of this one. I don't know. I hadn't really looked through... I guess we've already been through... No, I scrolled to the bottom to see if there's much there. There wasn't much in this one, but we can go through it too. Or if you guys got something to talk about, go ahead. Raggedy Ann dolls. Again, not my thing. Skippity Disc. Yeah, there was a couple of those at school. We had those, and we had those jump ropes with the little plastic bits. It was like string through plastic. Was what all of ours were, and some of them were super long that we had. They were designed for having 2 or 3 people in the middle of it. So if you got stuck with that one and you couldn't find someone to do it for you, or you couldn't find 2 people that could do it in sync and it was off, you had no chance at jumping that. Plastic tubes. Yeah, those things. Yeah, they were multicolored. They were just like that. They were red, white, and blue. That's exactly what they had. And the ends were always either chewed on or missing. They were always in really rough shape. I remember one time someone broke that off the end and they flung all those little pieces off. What a mess that was to clean up. But wow, we learned how to tell time. That was something that was always in some of my teachers' rooms, but we never even touched. They're like, you know how to read a clock. You know when to go home. You know when to go home. But yeah, that never got touched in any of my classes. I remember it being like our doorway, and then there was like a shelf. I can't remember if it was straight above the doorway or off to the side of it, but it was always stuffed up in there. There were like 2 or 3 classes I can remember where you'd see it up there, but we never touched it. Oh, that reminds me. Did anyone else have those yo-yos that light up? That they kind of reminded me. I used to have one of those. Light up yo-yo. I could never figure out how to actually use it. Nah, it wasn't like that. It wasn't like... I don't think it actually had springs in it. I think it might still be out at my parents' somewhere. But I remember it was broken. I hit it off something and it broke the sides off of it. But it wasn't very good. Oh well. But yeah, it was a little yo-yo that lit up when you put it out. Had like a little motion sensor. But that's kind of what that reminded me of. Oh, Blockbuster Video. We kind of talked about that already. A lot of stuff going on there. String headbands, no. Mall Madness, no. Not Nickelodeon. Again, I didn't have Nickelodeon growing up. I had antenna. We had WB, Kids WB. We had Foxbox. We had ABC one Saturday morning. We did have that. That didn't come in till later. I think that was like mid-thousands. I did find a VHS tape that had some of that. There was like a judge show. I can't remember what it was called, but it was like a bunch of kids in a courtroom kind of thing. It was a cartoon. That was recorded on there. Remember sharpening your pencils? Yeah, we kind of touched on that last stream. But every classroom having that. We'd have a big line up at the classroom, and they were always loose. Either the handles were broken or the screws were half in the wall, and the whole thing shook every time you tried to go around with it. You could never get your pencil right, or you'd about get finished with it, get it sharp, and then your movement would snap it off. Oh yeah. We talked about that last stream too. Boy, yeah, we're starting to retread old ground, aren't we? Texting in the 90s. Yeah, we got folded into a football and then boop, flip it across the room. Oh yeah, bring the TV in. That's always fun. The Dewey Decimal System. Yeah, my librarian, she was just kind of like, it's over in that area. She's like, don't mess up my cards. Ask her for a book. She's like, well, it's probably somewhere in that section over there. Go look for it. Instead of she's like, you could look it up, but it's over there. It's like evolution of my phones. Went from the pull type to the... Yeah, we talked about that earlier. The clear ones. Light up. Yep. Got the snake game on the phone. But light bright. Got the little viewfinder. I've got one of those around that's older than that. It's like a vertical style. Same idea. Instead of a cylinder, it's like a... Oh, well, there's those too, the stereoscope, but that's not what I had in mind, but stereoscopes are pretty cool. Got a few of those around too. Might have to do a video on them. They're pretty neat. And they got like 2 separate lenses, and when you look through there, you have 2 of the same picture, but it makes it look 3D-ish. But I was talking more about this, where it takes a vertical style. Well, no, that's a roundy. That's a round one. Because the older style, maybe a different company made those. Vertical viewfinder. Huh. Well, I don't see it. They had Viewmaster. Maybe it was Viewmaster. No? Huh. I may have to do a video on that then. Oh, that one got sound even? Yeah, that one's got like audio. That's pretty cool. Kind of reminds me of something I need to do a video on at my parents'. It's like a what would you call it? It's like a projector that takes film, and it has a cassette player on the front, and some of them with auto. What you call it? With yeah, film strip viewer. There you go. That guy right there. And it's got like a projector through the back. But I'm going to have to do some videos on them. I need to see about figuring out some way to record those, because we've got a bunch of them. I don't know how copyright. I know some of it was like Disney oriented, which I probably can't do anything with those, but some of them were like National Geographic and just like random stuff for the school. So I need to get into those at some point. See about, that could be a form of lost media. But yeah, 35 millimeter film's what they did. Easy Bake Oven, never had one of those. I always thought it was a neat idea, though. It's like, I can make cookies anytime I want. Cigarette, just like Dad. Cigarette candy. Ooze in the tube. Nope, never had that. Wafers, satellite wafers. Nope. Silly songs. Yeah, I had something. If you want to know the, just unfold the cassette. I did have something like that. It was for a book for the Lion King, I do believe. Eventually moved to CDs. Yep, CD, music CDs. Beauty products. Nope. Looks like a tackle box, but it's for your beauty stuff. One of my friends drank Yoo-Hoo all the time. I could just never get into it. Squeeze it. Get all your red dye. Was it red dye 40? Sunny Delight. I did not care much for Sunny Delight. That and what's the other one? Or is it Sunny Delight I'm thinking of? I guess it is. Sunny D. Yeah, Sunny Delight. Yeah. I don't know. It was trying to be an orange juice, but it never was. Computer games. Oh, Space Cadet. That's good. Paints. I messed around with paint. I was never much of an artist. Minesweeper. I've never been able to beat Minesweeper. I know there's something to do with the numbers, like 2 are touching, but that doesn't. Is it 2 safe spaces or 2? No, that doesn't make any sense. Like touching 1, touching. I don't know. Kids today won't know what this is. Well, if I look around, there's a mouse with a ball. If we look at the other end, we'll really throw people off because I'm pretty sure that this, yeah, there's the plug-in for that mouse. It's not even a PS2. That is a serial port mouse. It's an old Microsoft serial port mouse. This was what our computer lab had at school, like every computer. I can't think of, other than some of the teachers' computers, I can't think of there ever being another mouse in that building. Until later, then they got the Dells in, and those had the basic Dell with the scroll wheel. Black with silver clickers. But yeah, you'd have to clean all the gunk out of there, and they'd always wrap up around the, around the wheels. I never played solitaire enough to pick one, to be totally honest. Alright, looks like that's the end of that page. This one was, I don't know how well, this one's just trying to sell you stuff. Super Nintendo, Zelda. What do you mean by grab this gear? Like, you're selling stuff for Harry Potter, you're selling stuff for Zelda? Like, what is grab this gear? Oh, from Amazon. Oh, you're just promoting selling Zelda. Instruction booklet. Okay, alright. It's just all Amazon links to the stuff. Like, that'd link you to the books. That'd link you to the... Yeah, there is one of those around here. The Fishing Time kind of thing. My brother had the Lightyear that had glow in the dark. I think that was from the second one. Perfection. Alright, well, I'm running out of things to talk about. Nobody's saying anything, so I think tonight was a bit more of a flop than our first attempt at doing something like this. So, oh well, I had fun with it still. You guys have to let me know if you want a part 3 or if we've talked this one to death. I have a feeling we've talked this to death. It was definitely fun the first time. Core memory unlocked. Oh yeah, you can smell that picture, can't you? All right, I think I'm going to sign off here. Oh yeah, the paints. They never worked that great. You always had to put a bunch of water into them, and then they always seemed like they were too runny. They were either too sticky or not sticky enough. Yep, we had those exact calculators in that exact holder. Then we had like a bigger version of the blue one. Then you got the ones that'll tell you, hey, you got a phone call coming. Somebody in here has their phone going when they shouldn't have been. But, alright. I think that's going to do it for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like. Oh yeah, that's the thing I was talking about earlier, that kit. It had a couple of those in it too that had the sticky ball to the paddle things. Okay. Yep, I'm not seeing anything right off that's making me go, ooh. Oh, yeah, these things. Broke your fingers. Well, they're actually not handles. You're supposed to put your hands inside of the things. I learned that from a TikTok video. They were designed for your fingers to be inside, not on the outside. I think one of my teachers, PE teachers, told us that a long time ago. And nobody listened. We all pinched our fingers. Because it's just not where you want to put your hands. You think you need to be on the outside gripping it, but you need to be on the inside gripping them. Mine were all blue. Ours were different colors, but they had square handles instead of... Separated the strong from the weak. Lost time, 5th grade. Liked and subbed. Hello, Edward. I'm running out of things to talk about. To be totally honest, this went a little more smoothly the first time we did it, but then again we talked it to death, so we're running out of new topics. Oh yeah, the McCormick food coloring. Yep, that is exactly what Mom had with the little pointy tops on it. Hello, Edward. Oh, there might be a delay. You might be seeing that a little late. Oh yeah, these things, pulling all the coupons out. Smart source. My brother had something like that. It wasn't quite that. It wasn't a castle though. It was like a construction site. It had like a big crane on it with like a red handle. I remember that cranked the crane thing up. We popped that off, and it used to be like a gun because we used to use it like a toy gun because it had like this big D handle on the back, and it almost looked like a compression rifle from Star Trek, from Elite Force when we were playing that. So we just kind of used it like that more than anything. It had like a handle on top. Oh yeah, big. Who remembers the Star Lab? That's another thing we had. There was that. There was the Star Lab. I'm surprised I haven't seen that yet, because that was a really cool thing. How am I doing board? I don't remember us having that. Oh, yes, I do. I think it was in kindergarten. Yeah, well, my class didn't have that. The other kindergarten had that. My class, my teacher was a little bit different with how she did stuff like that. I don't remember her having that set up, but she definitely, our parents found out if we were being a troublemaker in her class, it wasn't green, red, yellow. It was more like, nah, I'm just going to call them or send the paper home with you if you're being a problem with me. She was a little more stern on that, but honestly, it didn't happen that often. She was such a cool teacher that we didn't. I don't remember us having huge issues. But then again, that was a long time ago, and I don't remember a whole lot of kindergarten to start with. So maybe it's not, rose-colored glasses are on there. At least I didn't think we were that bad. So we were awful then. Talked about that. The random S that was everywhere. Step 5 ain't exist since 2000s. Making it 3D. Step 4 isn't even right. The ends of the S are pointed, not flat. Step 5 wasn't in 2010s either. Step 5 secret level. Yeah, the random S. I don't even know where that came from. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know where it came from either. Oh gosh, yeah, the crayons. The crayons? I can smell that picture too. Oh, you even got a colored pencil in there. That's... Yep. That's very accurate. There was always broken off colored pencils in the crayon. I remember one of my teachers had just a plastic container just filled with those things. You could smell that box when you walked by it. Oh gosh, these. My mom had a set of these. I can feel the dryness of those markers in my bones. Yeah. Hers was in like a blue case. It's like a big blue case, I remember. Those used to be, there's some glow-in-the-dark feet up on the ceiling. Maybe you can see them. Those used to glow in the dark. There used to be more of them up there, but the stickers give out over the years because those have been up there for a very long time. But yeah, there used to be stars on the ceiling in this room too. I don't know who took them down, but I didn't. But they've been gone for a while. I do remember there being some up there. I don't even see residue from them. Maybe I have to throw some up on the ceiling in the background. Well, you can't see the ceiling, can you? I guess not. You can still get them. Oh, excuse me. Oh, are those little erasers that were totally awful? Yes. No one had anything to say on them. Yeah. I remember having a few of those. They couldn't erase anything. They couldn't erase anything. They were awful across the board. They just tore your paper up. Red box. Never used one, but I do remember seeing them. Knees and elbows. These boys are... Oh my gosh. There was a slide. It was more a carnival slide than it was a blow-up one. It was like a metal. It was like that, but it was a carnival. I burnt my hands really bad going down. And they said, don't touch the sides as you're going down. And I just put my hands down. And I burnt my hands. That hurt for a while. That took a little while to heal, I remember. And what did I want to do when I got off the bottom and burnt my hands? I wanted to do it again. I was hurting. I'm like, again! They hurt, but do it again. I want to try that again, not burn my hands. My parents wouldn't let me go up and do it a second time until like the next year when they had it again. And then they're like, you're not going to do that, are you? No. So I did do the slide thing. I didn't burn my hands the second time. So... Oh, what else do we have going on here? Robots, underrated movie. I agree. I liked it. I thought that was a pretty good movie. I watched this movie every day as a kid. Best movie ever made. I thought it was pretty good. I haven't seen it in years, but even just them getting where they're going, the whole Ruth Goldberg thing with the ball just going through, that's really cool. Shoot, what else we got? My car keys. What was the best PBS show? It was not Caillou. No. Arthur was good. Arthur was a solid show. I'm trying to think of what else. Dragon Tales. I did like that one. Wishbone was really good. I liked Wishbone. Wishbone. I know there were a bunch of them. You had like Mr. Rogers and Sesame Street. I just couldn't get into Sesame Street. Like, even when I was the right age of it, it just wasn't my thing. I liked Mr. Rogers when he went off and did the How It's Made stuff. Those are my favorite segments. We're going on a trip in this episode. I'm like, yes, this is the best one to watch. Because he didn't do that in every one that I remember, but... Yeah. Trying to make the sword. You could never get very far with them before they'd start falling apart. Remember, sometimes you'd take tape, sneak up to the teacher's desk and put tape around them, and then they'd stay together. Oh gosh, those things. Where are they? The candy bracelets that... Third grade, who had an Apple Watch. He was in third grade. Used to eat the string too because it tasted like sweets. I realized what it was, but I still ate it anyway. Yeah. Yeah, it was so hard to eat those. You about had to break the string off and eat the candy. And the candy wasn't even that good. It was really hard, and it didn't taste the best. I don't know who thought candy on a string was a good idea. Just give me a Smarties or a Sweet Tart. If you're going to give me something like that, I'd rather have a thing of Smarties or a Sweet Tart. I haven't had a Sweet Tart in years. I've had Smarties recently. My brother had some out. But it's like you got to buy a big pack of Sweet Tarts. The only place I've been able to find them. Oh yeah, eating the cookie dough and the frosting and stuff. My mom would always make fresh frosting, icing for putting on like cookies and stuff. So she'd always use the beaters on that. As a kid, I used to race these lights. Yeah, you're never going to win that race until you hit a wall, hit the end of them. Chuck E. Cheese, never been in a Chuck E. Cheese. Webkins. Used to hate dropping these in class. They bounced across the whole country. Yeah, they were bouncy. And then they break easy. Yep, they break there right at the base when you go to a race with them. Anytime you raced, you had to hold that thing by the tip. Yeah, and use it. Oh, it seemed like after they got the point wore off and they started getting rounded, you could use them a little bit better. But they did work better than the straight erasers. Oh, this has been a good one to click on through. Yep. Those were computers that we had in my high school class, like that. The big Dells. There's actually one sitting right down there. Now that I think about it, of that style, it was my brother's. It started having capacitors go out. Gosh, I just have so much stuff in this room. I don't know if I got the strength at the minute to pick this thing up. It's a giant PC. I need to... Oh, gosh. There you go. There's one of them. Boy, these things got some weight to them. I forgot how heavy they were. Pentium 4, Windows XP. 2 USB ports on the front. It had a spot, right there where you'd plug it in and you could close your headphone jack and all the wires would come out the bottom. I need to fire this up and see if it'll work. I don't remember if it's got a hard drive in it or not, but the fans would take off really bad. It had capacitors going out in it, and it was not in the greatest of shape the last time it fired up, which has been Well, let's see. I've been at this place for 5 going on 6 years, and I don't think I've touched it since before I got it here. So it's been a while since that one's been touched. Best computer to watch. I seen your comment. It got held, but I saw that. Good computer though. When it worked, it was a pretty good computer. Heavy. What else do we have? Oh yeah. My parents will still buy those from time to time. You know, in the middle when it's really hot out, they'll have that in the freezer. Those ice pop things. Months of the year, yeah, we had stuff like that in our school. Fish tank at Walmart. Then you had the lobster tank at Walmart too. That's what I remember more of than the fish tank. Our local pool still has one of those big mushroom thing. At least I think they do. I haven't been there in a little while, but I'm pretty sure it's still down there. Bag of crayons. Yep. We've been over that one. Well, shoot. Little disco ball thing. I had one of those that didn't work. I got a yard sale. McDonald's. What have they done to McDonald's? It's so sad. It used to be such a cool place to go to. I remember going into Play Place. One of my cousins had a birthday party there, and we very rarely did we actually go inside, but it was pretty cool. I remember the last time, right before they demolished ours, that looked like that and built hideous. You know, it looks like all the new ones do. They're all just a big box. There's no life to them. They're not pretty. They're just an ugly building. Like, golly, people, can we not? Oh, it's got to be corporate gray. And it's like, no. Bring us back like Toys R Us. Look at the colors and everything. Even that seems kind of muted for a Toys R Us, but it's still at least got a bit of flair going on to it. Flintstones. Oh yeah, had those a lot growing up. I was always sick all the time, so I don't know if they actually helped me or not. I think I had a really weak immune system when I was younger, because it always was, ooh, those are good. Ooh, those are really good. I like those. The stick was the best part. The lick a stick things. Looks like we got compacts there. Is that what those are? Those don't look like Dells. Those look more like a compact computer. Yeah, that's a compact monitor. It's got the blue button on it. Looks just like the one that's in the other room there that my grandparents had. Bug juice. I knew of it, but I never had it. Guinness Book of World Records. Yeah, I remember getting those out of the library. The I Spies were fun. I was always getting the I Spies. I think they made some... Yeah, they had some PC games, didn't they, for I Spy? Spooky Mansion. 559 with Game Club, huh? Might look into... We might have to do an I Spy stream. That could be fun. We might have to do an I Spy stream. Because I love the I Spy books. They were fun. Even if we just brought them up, found the individual pictures and brought them up big and circled, like in paint or something. Like put the picture in the paint and just circle what we find kind of thing as a chat or as a group. I don't know how easy that'd be to do, but that could be fun. Alright. Minecraft was a little late for me. Yeah, I didn't play it till very recently, really. I messed around with it once when I was in high school, but I just did not have the internet to play Minecraft. Dial-up was not the right thing. Had something kind of similar to that. It was called Cool Colors or something. Oh, well, that's like Build-A-Bear, but had something. It was a multicolored keyboard thing. All right. I think I'm running out of things to talk about. I think we're going to call this a stream. I'll call it a success. It was fun. I had fun. I guess that's all that really matters now. Didn't go as well as I had hoped viewer-wise, but hello, Sarah Jonathan. Didn't see you there. Don't know how long you've been there, but my thing's not dinging at me because it's showing the wrong version of chat. That's the real problem. I got to figure out how to get those merged together so it shows me both chats as one instead of one and then the other one I got to keep an eye on, which is really... And I wish you'd do it with the opposite because the other one doesn't really get much chat. Oh, well... But yeah, this was a fun, there's a sign, Burger King, McDonald's, Wendy's, the older Wendy's logo, Waffle House. Old Wendy's, yeah, with the yellow. There's McDonald's. Yeah, they used to come in little paper bags for the fries too. Jungle Gym deal. Tree. Tamagotchi, never really had one. Spring break, that was always a good thing to see. 2003 lunch menu. Looking back on it, it's like, yep, you don't really get that for work. Spring break was something you got for school, not really for work. Got to enjoy it while you could. Oh, I hated those. They felt awful, and they never sharpened good, and they never stayed sharp. 19 comments. God, glittery. Yeah. From a friend. Texture was so awful. Yes, it was. Most impossible to sharpen. Yes. I'm not the only one. They were impossible to sharpen, glitter everywhere. The eraser left a giant gray smudge. Hello, Sleep. Scallop? Oh, all right. We're just going through 90s stuff. 90s, 2000s. Very much like the title says, it's a nostalgia stream. We're just sitting here reminiscing, pretty much. I hope that you see that before you click off, because there's a delay between when I see what you're saying and you see what I'm saying. Skeet for short? Okay, all right. Well, then you're pretty caught up with me. Skeet for short. Skeel? S-K-E-L-E. Skeel. Skeel for short. All right. All right. How are you doing? Touch and Feel Farm. I feel like I remember seeing that book at the library or something. They had like little fuzzy stuff in it. You agree? You agree on what? On the pencils? On the pencils being awful? I can feel sandpaper pencils. Got glitter everywhere. I can taste this picture. Taste? Yeah, when I was like in first grade, I had a pencil that I just chewed on. The whole thing was just... I don't know why. Doing good. Got to take another shower because you danced too hard. Uh-oh. That's not good. Yes, the pencil. Oh, all right. Yeah, they were not good. There were those. There were the super long ones that you could never use in the pencil sharpener because they were kind of rubbery. And they didn't hold up very well. I think there were ones that had like the rubber hands on the ends. Like, the slappy hands. The sticky ones. Is that another... No, that's not. Glitter wands is what those are. Then I had some of the ones that were like... You pulled the bottom one out. It was like multicolored inserts. And if you want, let's say red was in the middle, you had to pull out and push down all the way until the red was at the tip. And if you lost one, the whole pin was useless. And you had a high chance of losing them because they love to fall out on their own. But yeah, I had one of those in school. And then you had the four-way, four-color pins. I always liked having those on hand. Even though the teachers would only accept like black or blue, you better not use red. I think green was the other color in those. I Spy. Yeah, I think we're going to do an I Spy stream. That's the second I Spy thing we've seen. I'm going to see about getting an I Spy game working. We might play that. That could be fun. Then everybody's going to be yelling at me in chat. No, it's over here. No, it's next to this. No, it's under that. Oh, yeah, little frog guys. Little leapfrog. Flip them. Yep, there's sitting right over there are those plastic chairs. A whole stack of them. That's what we would use in our get-togethers. We'd break out the table, and those chairs would be what we would use. You have a few I Spy books? Nice. Yeah, I don't remember. I think I had one. I Spy book, and it was something I bought from the library. Because it was one I checked out a lot, and then the library started... every year or so they'd sell old books or ones that got in rough condition. I think it was an island. I Spy... No. Treasure Hunt. I think maybe that's what it was. Treasure Hunt, Book of Riddles. Yeah, that's looking familiar to me. Maybe it was something to do with maybe it was. Yeah, I'm thinking it had something to do with like that with treasure. Wild Tangent. Well, maybe not, but I remember it had something to do with an island. Yeah, hardcover. There we go. Oh, they won't show you any of the inside pictures because it's like, well, then it kind of defeats the purpose, doesn't it? We're going to give away all the books. Yeah, I do think that might be the book I had. That could be it. But my favorite one was the Haunted House one. Hello, Dr. Studios. How are you doing? We're just reminiscing on stuff. But yeah, like I was saying, those chairs there, they're sitting right there. There's a whole stack of them. And that's what we used. Click clacks on your keyboard sound really good. You mean these? I don't know, these. I like these better. I wish I could get this IBM Model M to work. I'd rather be using this guy. But, an old IBM Model M, but I can't get it to work with Windows 11. The computer I have. I bought one of those adapter things to go from PS2 to USB, and it doesn't work. Yes. But no, I'm just using the iBuyPower lighted keyboard. Nothing super special. It was like a $30 keyboard. The keyboard I like. The mouse, on the other hand, is kind of garbage. It's weighted. It's got a steel scroll wheel which feels awful. It's got like knurling on it, and all it does is want to put a blister on your finger if you use it a lot, and it doesn't give you really good grip. Like a rubber scroll wheel does so much better than whatever this is. It's not a very good mouse. Like all the keyboards sound very nice. Yeah, I love keyboard. That's why I tried to get a more clicky keyboard for doing streams, because I was using a pretty, those flat, basic rubber dome ones that didn't really make a sound, and it just didn't work out very well. But yeah, no, I like keyboard stuff. We were playing a keyboarding game called The Typing of the Dead a while back. Remember watching Mutant Busters? No. Let me look that up real quick. No, I do not remember that. It doesn't even look that familiar, to be totally honest. When did that come out? That's 2016. That's why I don't recognize it. That was a little. I was, gosh, how old was I in 2016? 20. I don't remember, but I was definitely not in the target demographic for that. No, I don't remember that one. Oh, the water guns. Yeah. Any comments for that? Yeah. Every year we would get these cheap water guns because they wouldn't last through the whole year. Because me and my brother would use them very harshly. We'd be lucky if there was always one that would make it, and it was the best one out of the whole thing. It was. Hold on. No, I remember what it looked like if I see it. Oh man. Okay, I know that there was always one that was like this. It was really small and it was always garbage. It always fell apart. It never worked very well. And then there was... Oh yeah, we had a couple that were like that with the back top. That did make filling them a lot easier. It was something kind of like this where it had a big plunger on the side for filling it. But it wasn't that exactly. Remember it existed, now I'm attempting to watch an episode per day. Alright. Go back and relive. Yeah, I did that with... Well, it's been a little while since I did it. I did that with Recess. I don't know if you've ever seen that one. Well, someone posted a bunch of those on YouTube, and I went back and watched those. I'm like, man, this show is better than I remember. I thought it was pretty good when I first saw it. They had a lot of stuff in there that was like... kind of aimed at adults too, and it's like, oh, really? I can't really. I think that. Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't. We did have a Super Soaker for a while. And it was, my grandparents' house, there was one of those, a backpack, like flamethrower style one. But, it wasn't it wasn't that. It had glow in the dark features. Maybe it was a 3000. The Intertech one that my uncle had one of those. I think his was blue. The Intertech one that looks like an MP5 or something like that. You know, a little. Does it say what it's based on? No, it doesn't. Submachine gun, little Scorpion or something, but. Yeah, then they got those electric ones now, rechargeable ones. Those are pretty cool. Oh, shoot. Invader Zim, that was another good one. Computer Library 2008. Coming soon to own on DVD. Yeah, movie theater. I'm just trying to see if anything jumps out at me. No, not really. At least not stuff that we haven't talked about already. Yep, wheel the TV card in. It's time to watch a movie. I remember when I was younger, we always had VHS tapes. Mom found one the other day, and she sent it in with me. It was dinosaurs. It was actually like someone uploaded it. I was going to throw it up on YouTube, but someone already beat me to it. But it was like a dinosaur history thing. It had like an owl. And I'm like, I remember an owl. For like, like a puppet owl was your speaker. Oh gosh, that's exactly how those things broke. Like the one introducing everything. Make you remember the things existed. I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot going on. Yeah, there's a lot that went on. That's kind of what this stream is for. It's just for the fun of it. Double Bubble, Skittles. Alright, well, we're at the end of that. Never really bought these. They just kind of appeared. Yeah, they really did. They always did just appear. And they were always melted. Well, shoot, I'm running out of things to comment on. Home Alone, that was a good movie. I actually liked the third one. The second one, a lot of people really like the second Home Alone. I could just never get into it. I liked the first one and I liked the third one, but I never saw the other ones. I saw 1, 2, and 3. I don't know if it was just the pacing of 2 or what, but I could just never get into 2. Forrest Gump, that's a good one. GoldenEye, we had a lot of fun with that with my friends, and we played Perfect Dark a lot more than GoldenEye. Mario Kart 64 is a good one. We played that on the channel here not too long ago. Pokemon, I never had red, blue, yellow, any of them growing up. So I watched the TV show and I had a handful of cards. That was about it. I remember the commercials for the soccer boppers. Yep. All right. Well, I think we're going to call this Jurassic Park's a great movie too. I think we're going to call this a stream, though. I want to thank everyone for watching. I think, we've gone on for about 2 hours. That's about what I was planning on, about a 2-hour stream. So, all right. Yeah, that's not updating either, so... Loading good, that does me pop out. Oh, that's how you would shut those off. Anyway, one more try. Oh, that was the wrong thing altogether. Alright. Well, alright. I will see you all in the next one. Maybe we'll look into doing an I Spy stream. That might be fun. So I will probably see you tomorrow. Or maybe later tonight if I feel up to it. Well, I'd be in tomorrow morning. It's 10:43. So maybe early tomorrow morning. I don't know. Alright. I'll see you in the next one. Leave a like, hit subscribe for more. And have yourselves a great day. Or great night, I guess.